afternoon. Welcome to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of June 19th, 2022. I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams, along with our in-studio producer, the mighty Max Fury, and our in-studio editor, Big Bad John. First and foremost, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there in Pro Wrestling Throwdown land. We wish you the best. But first, our broadcast partner and colleague would like to make a very special address to start off this episode today.
Yes, there's been a lot of attention drawn to certain things, and I want to make one thing perfectly clear about this podcast. Everyone, Pro Wrestling Throwdown accepts everyone, regardless of race, regardless of sex,
Creed, color,
whatever. This, everything that's said here is joshing between, we're entertainers.
Yes.
Everything is to be taken with levity.
Yep.
And a grain of salt in what we say. Now, with that being said, if anything is ever said on this show that offends, the intention is not to offend anyone. We stood with the shootings in Texas.
Yep.
We stood with the Ukraine. We stood against with the Me Too movement.
Yep.
This is a safe place for everyone.
Yep.
Love is love, regardless of what anyone's opinions are. That's where we stand.
Yep.
If for some reason that offends or anything like that, while we love our subscribers and we love our viewers, and we do, if what we say or what we believe in goes against what you believe in, there is an unsubscribe button.
And we hope welcome to click on it.
We hope that you don't.
Yeah.
But we want everyone to know that this is a safe place, and with that being said,
Happy Pride Month.
Exactly. Now, with the seriousness out of the way.
Hold on. Before that, also Happy Juneteenth.
Yes. Maximus brought to my attention some things that he had talked about in private, and I'm not going to say who was talked with or anything like that, but I want to make it very, very clear that we are with everyone from all walks of life.
If I take just a second?
Yes. Yes.
There's a lot of really serious stuff going on in the world right now.
Don't drink, don't smoke.
Especially in the United States, there's a lot of things that are going on that a lot of people don't watch the news, so a lot of people don't see, and it's not right in their face, so they don't know. There's a lot of hate I'm not going to go into what all it is, but there's a lot of hate being spread around right now. And just to the LGBTQ group, to whatever your race is, wherever you come from, know that we love you, and there's no reason for for all this hatred to be spread around. And be aware of it, and stand up for what you believe in, and just don't be an a-hole.
Hateful comments, hateful banter is not welcome here.
And it will get you the band hammer.
It'll get you the band hammer. I'll publicly shame you and probably beat you up in real life. So that being said, Luke, how's your Sunday?
My Sunday is going fantastic. It's a beautiful day outside.
Yes, it is.
It's a beautiful day. We got some new stuff you're going to see today.
Yes, we do. And
we've got a
lot to talk about. Max Fury, our in-studio producer, how's your Sunday?
I'm exhausted, man.
Oh, God.
I just...
Why are you exhausted, Max?
It's been a long week, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I try to remember everywhere I went. I went to visit your homeland there in Thailand. For a little bit, yeah.
I didn't know you were
I didn't really
Portugal.
do a whole lot, but that's where I went. And now I'm back.
I loathe you in ways that are scientifically unquantifiable.
That's also borderline sexy.
I love you too. Big Bad John, how's your Sunday?
Doing alright. Would be better if I wouldn't have to go to work.
Bastards.
I know.
Bastards. Oh, Rob, my brother's doing fine. He's killing it over in Indiana.
Rob Page says Max's private time wore him out.
Private time. Yeah, that's what it is. All right,
We all know how I like those bathhouses over there.
I don't even know how to start today's episode because we got hit with so much news this week. And it's really funny because last week, as I said, after we closed shop here, I said, man, I hope we get a couple of news stories next week. That way it's not a slow episode.
Yeah, the next time you
And
say
boy,
something
the
like
universe decided to kick the fucking door.
I'm just gonna karate chop you in the throat next time you
That's
say
right.
some shit like that.
Real quick disclaimer here at the top, guys. We don't own the images that we're broadcasting. We want to make sure that's down in our description, but we don't want our videos to get flagged for any reason. We don't own these. We borrow these from media outlets from all over the internet. So please keep that in mind.
Find and so we use it.
But let's get started with our top story in professional wrestling. Vincent Kennedy McMahon, CEO, and chairman, and owner of the WWE, has been forced to step down from his position as CEO amidst an investigation that he paid $3 million in hush money to a woman who worked in his office in 2019 with whom he had a relationship.
Yeah.
She started out as I believe she was some sort of administrative assistant.
Correct.
They started having an affair. She started out at $100,000 a year. They bumped her salary up to $200,000 a year.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. They're trying to implicate John Laurinaitis for a lot of it.
as well. But anyway, so after this story broke, they found out that they signed an NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. Basically, it means that once you sign it, you're not allowed to talk about the specific instance in regard to the NDA that you signed. So he's being investigated for paying $3 million for having had an affair. We've also been hearing reports all the time that he and Vince had been Linda had been separated for a little while. They're selling a lot of their properties right now. So, what the fuck?
Well, here's the deal. And he come out on SmackDown this week, cut a 39-second promo.
Which should never have been allowed.
Which he welcomed the crowd to SmackDown, said, now, then, forever.
Yeah, more than ever together.
He said a few more words than most of the reports are giving, but that's the gist of it.
And then dropped the mic and walked out. And a lot of people were mad that that's all that he did.
I tweeted
out. Yeah, I tweeted it. Go ahead.
Because everybody there was there. Most of them were there to specifically hear what he was going to have to say about all this shit. And he goes out there and drops 4 fucking words and leaves them all. I thought it was genius.
Here's the deal. I tweeted out after it took place. What did you expect the man to say?
That's fair.
He's not guilty until he's proven guilty in a court of law.
Ask Johnny
Until
Depp.
then,
And to be clear, he's not being investigated for embezzling. It's not as though he paid with the company's money.
no.
He paid $3 million of his own money. And at some point, and we don't have to get into like the morality dialogue or whatever, because there is the perspective that he used his position to garner a relationship, which has been long-time issues in reference to cooperating and communicating with female talent and female employees, which is very problematic, especially at the corporate level. There's also the discussion that he paid his own money and she accepted it. So we're not here to form an opinion on that. We're just breaking the story. But you're the most powerful man in wrestling.
Yeah.
You own the world. You own $6 billion. You have $6 billion in your bank account. And putting him on TV, I think, was a mistake. Obviously, they're going to capitalize on the scandal.
Of course.
And it doesn't minimize, the actual situation. And we don't know the specifics. This could be that she was totally amenable to signing the NDA, to taking the money, all of that stuff. We don't know specifics. And again, we're not forming an opinion about it. It's just, to me, it was in bad taste. And goddamn, for the first time ever, Vince McMahon is no longer in control of the corporate runnings of the WWE. Now, he is still in control of creative. That he's still running week-to-week production.
Yeah.
But as far as the newly appointed CEO in the interim during this investigation, Stephanie McMahon Helmsley, his daughter, who was
Looking just fine in that picture.
So
I'm saying.
this is the interesting thing, right? She worked as an executive with the company. She took a leave of absence prior to the story breaking.
Yeah.
And then she comes back when the story gets broke. I think she knew it was going to happen at some point. She took her leave of absence to protect her credentials. And as Jim Cornette would say, so she didn't get any of it on her.
Correct. It's right. I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. She took time off because obviously Vince and Linda have been separated. I'm guessing she took time off to make sure that her mother was taken care of.
Yeah. Well, not to mention Triple H has his cardiac issue.
The children.
Yeah. They got several kids at home.
Yeah. I mean, it's smart on her behalf to take a step away, kind of be like, hey, I gotta put a fresh perspective on what's taking place.
Yeah.
And that she stepped away to come back now because, let's face it, Shane doesn't want the company.
No.
He's not. Well, it's not that he doesn't want it. He's not next in line.
No, he's not.
Stephanie, of course, steps in's like, I'm proud to be the chair or the interim chairwoman.
Mm-hmm.
I want to continue to entertain the world as only WWE can do.
Yeah.
And a good honor for that. Stephanie we've always known at one point or another it was going to be her show before it's over.
Yeah. And it's also worth mentioning that because of that transition, the WWE stock was expected to take a hit, and they didn't because they put a McMahon in that position. McMahon not being in control absolutely devastates their stock option.
It really does.
100%. I'm not going to get into how stocks work. You guys understand the stock market, blah, blah, blah. Max?
Real quick, I'm just going to say this one time. There will be no smart-ass political comments
In the
They
comments?
have been deleted anymore, and yes, I will kick your ass out.
Ooh. First warning, guys.
That's it.
No politics, no bad stuff. We're having fun today. It's an entertainment show.
First off, you can tell that this is a Sunday because usually it's you that snaps first.
That's true. Well, I'm sober right now. Give me
So
about 30
early.
more minutes, and we're going to find out just how far this rabbit hole goes.
And you know how you can get information on rabbit holes and stuff? Where
You
can
can
they
find
find
us at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. You can send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown 1. And, of course, you can check us out over at ProWrestlingThrowdown.com, where you can also visit our merch store.
And also, hit that subscribe button. Please.
Yes, please don't forget we are running a contest for the rest of the month. Every dollar you donate to the company, you will receive one ticket that gets put in your name for a raffle for a free Pro Wrestling Throwdown t-shirt that will be decided when we get back to regular programming in July after our break. So we appreciate everything.
We do.
No, Rob, that was just a general statement. We're trying to field out negativity and stuff. That's all that is.
Correct.
And,
Also, I would like to point out that Rob Page is the very first to enter his name into the contest.
we won't
this week.
disclose how much he donated, but we
Yep.
certainly appreciate it. Everything, like we said, we don't take a cent or a dime for it. Everything goes back in here for equipment and stuff. Also, we'd be remiss not to talk about our sponsor,
Yes.
R&R Digital Studio. They're the one who provided all the updates, the sound equipment, the brand new video equipment that we've got. They're the ones who gave us this entire format, this outline.
The one
So,
who allowed us to
do this
yeah.
thing.
Check it out, man. The show looks awesome. So that's all R&R Digital Studios. If you guys are interested in the streaming world, you want to have a video media platform of any kind, make sure to check them out. We can get you their contact information privately. So yeah, check them out, dog.
Also, I would like to state, and we would be remiss not to mention, we sold our first merch item. Woo! I don't want to disclose. Should we disclose who bought?
My very good friend, Caitlin, was our very first customer at our merch store. So when she does get her piece of merchandise, it's going to be autographed by all of us as a sign of appreciation. We're actually going to do that with all of our merch. Hopefully, distribution and stuff, we'll have to kind of figure that out. But for this one specifically, you're going to get an autographed piece of memorabilia that will come with your very first piece of merch that you purchase from our store.
Yes.
So, now that we've got all the shameless plugging out of the way, the first round of it anyway, it's time to get back to work. It's time to bring home the bacon and our next top story this week. Because the Vince McMahon $3 million sex scandal wasn't enough. Jeff Hardy got arrested.
Again.
God damn.
Here's the deal, Jeff. I understand addiction better than a lot of people.
Same here.
How many times can you blame irresponsible behavior on an addiction problem. That's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. You've went through rehab numerous times. And he has. Proven that he has. So it's really sad, honestly.
It is.
For somebody who had the future as Jeff Hardy has had and as many opportunities as he has had since the days of the Hardy Boys.
Yeah. If you guys were following, shortly, we're going to do a quick recap here because we've got some... Hey, Yanni, welcome to the stream.
Hey!
To recap just a little bit. So, when Jeff Hardy left the WWE, he basically walked out of the ring during a house show. They sequestered drug tests and stuff for Jeff and told Jeff basically that he was fired or, he'd have to go to rehab.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff said, fuck that, I'll just leave.
Yeah.
They produced the drug test. The drug tests come back clean. Jeff goes into AEW as a superstar.
Yes.
As a superhero. He's been there for what, 2 months?
He's been there a little longer than 2 months.
Maybe, not quite 3 full months yet.
No.
1 pay-per-view cycle. And now he's been paid, placed on non-paid leave. And basically, Tony Khan said he's suspended until he can complete rehab and, in order to keep his employment, has to maintain his sobriety.
Yeah, and here's the deal. He's lucky he didn't lose his job.
It's lucky he didn't lose his life. He blew a .24.
Which is...
I understand blood alcohol levels better than a lot of people. Trust me. That is an insane amount of alcohol to consume and still be doing anything. And we're not talking just like the fact that he was behind the wheel and forming somewhat coherent yet confusing sentences. The fact that you're able to walk with a blood alcohol level that high is, I guess, a testament to your ability to drink.
He failed the field sobriety test because he couldn't walk a straight
He
line.
fell out of the car when they opened the door.
It's really sad to see, like I said, somebody with so much potential and so many fans out there. Not only are you letting your fans down, you're letting your family down, and you're letting the people closest to you down, and that's it's just not acceptable.
And of course, everyone goes back to where was Matt? What was Matt doing? It makes Matt look bad. It affects Matt's future as they paired them together again as the Hardys.
Because he had Matt's seal of approval.
Yeah, Matt has to make public statements to defend both Jeff and his own actions now. I'm sure it's just a very messy situation. And of course, we just want Jeff to get better. But at some point, he's been arrested for this numerous times. This is, I think, his 3rd felony DUI. If he doesn't get prison time, which more than likely he won't, he'll get offered some sort of plea deal just because of his level of celebrity and access to money. But at some point, man, you got to get your shit together or you got to get off the road.
Well, and you look at it as Tony Khan does, when is enough?
Yeah, exactly.
Because now with Warner Media coming in and their partnership, now it's not only Tony Khan's call. Now it's Warner Media's call. Yep. It's officials' call. It's TNT's call.
And when you factor in too that part of the reason that Cody Rhodes didn't get the pay increase was because they brought Jeff Hardy in on a big money contract.
Yeah.
So not only did they cost viewership, promotional hours, they had to pull the match. Jeff Hardy's also cost them basically Cody Rhodes, and now there's no investment left.
What does that say there? Rob Page writes, I don't see Matt as a part, and they should only hold Jeff accountable because Matt has no control over his actions.
Completely agree.
Matt is not a babysitter. Tanya is correct. However, when that man gave his seal of approval that Jeff was clean, and that there was no issues, and now there's issues, it makes Matt look bad, whether he's in it or not.
Keep this in mind, too. Matt's sober.
Yeah.
So Matt doesn't go to follow Jeff to the bars and the events where the boys are being boys. Matt's sober. He goes home to his family when he's off the road.
And like I said, once again, Matt Hardy is, like Tanya said, not a babysitter. However, it's still going to reflect on Matt Hardy.
Yes, it reflects on his career. And like we were talking off camera before, you're telling me a major star that was at the signing just couldn't get a driver?
Right.
A driver. You know he's going to be out partying. Okay, let's just accept that. Make sure you got a fucking... Call an Uber, number one. Number two, make sure the boys have a means of conveyance if you know that they're in trouble.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, and here's the deal. Matt Hardy has so much money that... Jeff makes so much money in his contract right now You mean to tell me, what is he doing driving himself first off? First off.
Especially to a signing. It's not like he was on the road. Hey, welcome, John. No, that's
John.
a very good point. Matt cleaned his act up, got off drugs, got off the booze, hasn't drank.
He's kind of smart. I mean, he is married to Rebby after all.
Oh, Lord. Hey, she's growing on me, though.
She really is.
She is. Yes, we covered Vince right before this story.
Yeah. What does that say? Word is a bond. I can get it. But AEW should hold Jeff's
past his prime evidence. Well, if you believe that someone can change and did change for a period of time, that's unfair. The problem was that he did change for a period of time and it didn't stick. So going forward is what they have to keep in mind.
Yeah,
going
correct.
forward and how they handle it. So Tony Khan wanted to fire him. Turner executives were unhappy with what happened. Apparently, they reached a deal. And again, just to repeat it, Jeff's been placed on unpaid leave. And if and when he completes his rehab and maintains his sobriety, he'll come back to work. But as of now, Jeff Hardy's off TV.
And, like I said, it's a shame they had the plan for the Hardy Boys to win the tag titles. Now we've got the Young Bucks back as champions.
Which we'll cover when we get to Dynamite.
Yes. It's a sad story overall, but again...
Sad state of affairs.
It seems like we keep repeating the same thing when we talk about Jeff Hardy over and over.
And I understand, too, there can be some criticism that we're having this discussion while I'm drinking a beer. Number one, I'm in my own home. I've got no plans to get behind the wheel. Like, I'm doing that safely, and I'm doing that on my own volition, and no one's endangered this way.
Right.
So, yes, I understand that I'm drinking and we're having this discussion, but again, I'm of legal age, and I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
So keep that in mind. That being said.
So, we're not going to harp on Jeff Hardy for too long.
No, we've covered it.
So, let's go on to our next subject of the week.
Which, again, another big fucking hit to the wrestling business. Man. They really got us this week. We do have double confirmation Sasha Banks has been formally and officially released from her contract from the WWE. Now, this means that she won't have a retainer put on, so she'll be able to go
anywhere
she wants to after the expiration date. She probably has a no complete, and they probably tacked on a little bit of time with that with her time being off TV. So she probably has closer to like 120-day no compete, but 3 months, 4 months, we could very well see Sasha Banks popping up. Unless she gets a good lawyer, gets out of it, decides to say, fuck it, I'm going to AEW anyway.
Right? Well, here's the deal. Sasha Banks wasn't happy.
No.
They said that at first it broke this week that they thought that she was to be released, but no one knew for sure. Everyone was checking. No one saw anything. However, then it was, well, maybe not. Well, then it was, well, she's working on a release and her lawyers are involved.
Yeah.
And then finally we got the confirmation that, yes, Sasha Banks has been released from her WWE contract, which is a shame.
It's a shame.
For the WWE.
And a lot of people say things, she's not that big of a star anyway. Yes, she was.
Oh, yeah.
She was a major star in the WWE universe. She was one of their top-selling merchandisers, one of their top minute-by-minute ratings for their TV. She was a fucking star there. One of the best women's wrestlers. Had a storied career if you consider her time from NXT all the way up.
Yeah.
Literally was just in the main event of WrestleMania last year. I mean, she was a megastar. And it's devastating to not only the women's division in the WWE, but think about, let's say Tony Khan would be stupid not to throw money at Sasha Banks if she wanted to stay in the wrestling business. She's got acting credentials. She's in The Mandalorian, the biggest streaming show on Disney Plus. She's in it actively. She does her own commercials. She's got her own licensing, her own merchandising. It's not like she's not a major star.
No, she is most certainly a major star, one of the biggest women's wrestlers in the business today.
So does she?
Now,
but
what does it do for AEW to pick her up?
Does Tony Khan bring her in and her star presence overshadow all of the organic work that he's done with the women's division there? You've got Thunder Rosa, you've got Britt Baker, you've got Jade Cargill, you've got a litany of top women's wrestlers over in that company. If Sasha Banks shows up, I mean, she's going to be a bigger star than everyone there. But is that right for AEW?
See, here's the deal. I would like a Sasha Banks Britt Baker match. I
Sasha
think
Banks
would draw.
Thunder Rosa match would draw.
It would totally draw.
Sasha Banks being the one to beat Jade Cargill.
Yeah. It would be a big
There's
pickup.
money.
Impact also would be a definite giant pickup,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
It would change the landscape and Impact for forever, for absolute certain. But I don't know, man. I hope she stays in the wrestling business. I really don't think she's going to.
No.
I think she's going to use her celebrity now and go on to do other things. But if she does, she'd be a get for AEW. She'd shake fucking things up. And honestly, with her style and her affability, she'd probably have better matches there than she was having over here.
I agree, 100%.
But
Anything would be better for her
Yeah.
than...
But now you look at the situation on their television. They got no Naomi. Bayley's not back. Charlotte's still gone. They released almost half of their women's roster over the last 2 years. They don't have many women's stars.
Yeah.
They've got Becky. They've got Asuka. They've got Ronda Rousey. Who else you got?
Right.
Asuka?
Asuka, well, I mean, you got Bayley getting ready to come back from injury.
But currently, what I'm saying is currently on their TV, that's all they got.
Yeah, that's it.
Aside from, your Mandy Roses, your Toxic Attraction over on NXT,
That's it.
that's it. That's all you got. I guess Dana Brooke is...
Who is Toby Flood?
You mean Tony Flood. Does Playboy still wrestle? I don't think John's in the business anymore.
No.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask him.
I'm not. Last time I seen anything about Playboy Paul Rose, he was not wrestling anymore.
Yeah, no, John's not working anymore.
Yeah.
He had his 18th retirement match. Real quick, before we transition... Hey, Bethany, welcome to the show. Thank you for your Father's Day wishes. Real quick, before we transition to the next news piece... Yep, they do have Natty. Before we transition over, make sure you guys find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. Follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingTD. Send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can find us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown1. And we now own the domain ProWrestlingThrowdown.com, where you can access our fucking merch store. Buy our merch! Buy it! Sorry, I get excited.
Oh, look, there it is! Ow! You can get backpacks, t-shirts, Pro Wrestling Throwdown, the cross-cut magnet, Pro Wrestling
Throwdown suppositories.
Those are not available just yet. Our newest item, though, however, is a polo shirt that is stitched with the fantastic logo that we have.
Yeah. Also, don't forget, if you make any donations... Hey, Wayne, welcome to the show. If you make any donations to the website whatsoever, your name gets placed in a raffle for a free t-shirt at the end of the month. Currently, we've got a couple of donations in. Every single dollar that you submit is another name entry in. So if you submit $10, that's 10 entries. Every donation goes back into equipment, sound stuff. Don't forget to thank our sponsor today, R&R Digital Studios. They're the ones responsible for the facelift, the new sound equipment, the new video equipment, the graphics that you're seeing right now. Couldn't have done it without those guys. So thank you so much for sponsoring the show. Yanni, I'm buying merch. And that being said, now that we've got more shameless plugs out of the way, it's back to the news and yet another story that sucks. Randy Orton's hurt too.
You'd think it would be WrestleMania season with as many injuries that have taken place.
Cody Rhodes is hurt.
1,
CM Punk is hurt.
2,
Bryan Danielson's hurt.
3,
Adam Cole is hurt.
4.
Now Randy Orton's hurt.
That's 5.
Jeff Hardy's off TV.
6.
Sasha Banks is gone.
7.
Charlotte Flair is gone.
8.
Did
you mention Naomi?
Naomi's
9.
gone. Who else we got? Who else is hurt right now? Who else is hurt in AEW? Well, fucking everybody because of the stupid shit they do over there.
That's also true.
But goddamn, wrestling's got no stars.
They really don't. And
Everyone's off TV. The only star left standing is Roman Reigns, and they gave him a lighter schedule so he wouldn't get hurt.
yeah, he's on his way out.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I understand the Roman Reigns gimmick on him going out
Sure.
is because they don't want what happened to Randy Orton and to happen to the rest of these boys and girls happen to him before that match with The Rock.
Yeah, that's all it is. But without him fulfilling a full-time schedule, and now that Cody and Randy are both gone, you got Seth, you got The Miz, you got Riddle.
You got people who you can push to the top. And Luke, I don't know if you're a dad or not, but happy Father's Day. I am a father, and thank you. I really appreciate that. That is why WWE brought back
Brock and Cena.
Yes, and we'll get into the Brock Lesnar thing here momentarily. Well, he's only one man. When you have 6 men down on a roster, you just can't bring back 2 guys and expect it to cover things.
No.
But that's the plus side. Now they're forced, with Stephanie McMahon taking the helm,
CEO,
to build new stars and to work with what you have.
Yeah.
WWE has an extensive roster
Yeah.
of people who are just as talented. We're talking the Shelton Benjamins.
Yeah.
We're talking the
Bobby
Nakamura's.
Lashley's, McIntyre's.
There's plenty of people who will step up and be able to help rebuild or retrade the company.
What's going to happen is they're going to fuck around, and McIntyre's going to get back in the spotlight.
He is.
And then McIntyre's going to be the top dog, and people are going to start questioning whether or not all of the stuff they wanted to do with Cody and all the stuff they wanted to do with Randy is going to be worth it, because the ultimate goal is to pivot after The Rock would be to pivot Roman and McIntyre against one another.
Well, but here's the deal. McIntyre at Clash at the Castle gets the winner of Lesnar and Reigns, and he's beaten both of those gentlemen for belts.
So we're not in a total state of duress, but they can't call back Taker, I don't think.
Taker
Maybe
will not wrestle again.
But it's a weird time. You remember back in, I want to say it was maybe 89 or 90, when like the Fantastics got hurt, Bobby Eaton got hurt, one of the Hollywood Blondes got hurt, and
Sting got hurt.
Yes, so that's when Sting got pulled off. Yeah, because they were doing, it was going to be, Sting was going to go up to be the next competitor, and they pulled him off the cage and he got that wonky injury. That's why they had to turn Luger babyface. Yep. But like in 89 and 90, every major top star got hurt except for Dusty.
Yeah.
So Dusty was just like, all right, baby, I'll take the reins.
I firmly believe that she will give the next generation
push more than Vince did shoving Roman down our throats. Well, keep in mind,
who is she?
She is Stephanie McMahon.
Oh, okay.
Vince McMahon is still in control of creative.
Yes.
He is just not acting CEO at the corporate level. He's still in control for day-to-day production. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. Stone Cold you can bring back, but you can't bring him back full-time.
No.
You can get one more one-off, maybe 2. That's it. Goldberg you could bring back. Not that you should, but you could for
not that anyone wants it.
For one more one-off. But that's the problem. You can't keep replacing stars with old stars. You have to start making new ones.
And I think that that's Stephanie's mind frame, and that she will be very good at being the interim.
If she can tell, well, technically, the weird thing is, as interim CEO, she's Vince's boss now.
Yes.
Not that it's going to fucking matter. But
or maybe it will.
Maybe it will. Maybe she'll pull him off of creative. That'd be a fucking fresh coat of paint on this bad motherfucker.
Regardless, wrestling's looking interesting.
Yeah.
WWE is going to start to change, and you're going to start to see it every week.
We got no Vince. We got no stars. We got Tony Khan and Darby Allin.
There is rumor, John, that Cesaro is on his way back to the WWE.
Yep, Cesaro, they could rehire Wyatt for now. I mean, they got options.
They do.
But are they going to use them, is the question.
Probably not, unless Stephanie has learned from her father's mistakes.
Yeah. All right, on to the next story of the day. And I actually don't have it in my format in front of me. All Elite Wrestling Dynamite Results. The big takeaways are that Miro was the one who advanced in the All-Atlantic Championship Tournament. We talked about it last week with Buddy Matthews and Malachi Black's match.
I also have a retraction to make. There is no semifinals.
Or Pac, rather.
The winner of each quarterfinal match will go into a fatal four-way.
Yeah. And then the Young Bucks won the tag team titles in the fucking ladder match.
After Christian turning on
Jungle Boy. Thank God. I need some heel Christian in my life.
I do too, because here's the deal. They're paying him way too much money for him not to be doing something.
Yep. He's the only guy who beat Kenny Omega last year.
Now, I pose a question to you.
Yes.
I pose a question to the folks watching this podcast. Is Christian's turn on Jungle Boy to put Christian in Jeff's spot and have Matt and Christian chase the tag titles?
I could absolutely see that. Matt and Christian as heels, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
I wouldn't hate it.
One of those. If you wanna go this route, and I'm not saying they're going to. So let me reiterate that. I'm not saying this is going to happen.
Right.
But if they wanted to, they could do the whole writing Jeff off by Matt saying I picked someone who's as close to me as a brother, or someone I know better than my own family,
Making Christian.
and make him and Christian a heel.
I also think heel Christian against babyface CM Punk for the AEW World Title would be good TV.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Real good TV.
Robert.
Miro's not going to win that. It's going to be Malachi Black.
Edge is under contract for the next 2 years. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, Edge
anytime
re-signed
soon.
with the WWE.
Yes.
Not saying, who knows?
I mean, unless Stephanie wants to open that door for,
She absolutely could.
and she has the power now to
absolutely
do
could.
so.
It's true.
You could open the door to our merch store.
Hey, check us out. ProWrestlingThrowdown.com. Buy a shirt. Buy a hat.
Donate.
Buy a laxative. We have
A
Pro Wrestling
laxative?
Throwdown laxatives?
No, we don't have
Why
it
do we
yet.
not? Why do we not have Pro Wrestling Throwdown laxatives? Never mind.
Because I don't want to put fecal matter and pro wrestling throwdown in the same sentence. That's why. Seriously, Caleb. Seriously.
Just this.
Get Pro Wrestling Throwdown vibrators.
Panties are coming soon.
Come on, baby.
But no, Stephanie taking over is great. AEW show was a little lackluster. It was very callable, very predictable this week.
Yeah.
Although, I am excited for the Jon Moxley Tanahashi match at Forbidden Door.
I will say that I'm looking forward to the triple threat match at Forbidden Door with the tag team titles. It's going to be Great-O-Khan and Jeff Cobb putting the IWGP World Tag Team titles up against Ring of Honor's Tag Team Champions and titles FTR, along with Roppongi Vice in a three-way winner-take-all match. So please...
Hold on, wait a minute. On
No
the Edge
accidents.
thing, unless he leaves. And that's not how that works. Edge would have to sit home for those 2 years of that contract.
Unless he found... you could get out of the contract. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not.
He's making money over there. He's doing his thing. Back to what I was saying. It's going to be a triple threat match for the winner-take-all IWGP and Ring of Honor titles. How much you want to bet they put them fucking IWGP belts on FTR, and then they got the AAA belts, the Ring of Honor belts, and those belts, and they still don't get their fucking tag. They've been number one contenders for the AEW tag team titles for like 3 months.
Yeah.
And haven't fucking had a shake at those.
Not a single shot at it.
They've been number one contenders for their second opportunity longer than their first actual championship reign.
Correct.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
All
Best
right.
tag team in the world. Moving on.
Let's move on to the next subject for today. The Never-Ending Story Part 7.
Brock Lesnar's back.
Looking fit.
Looking fit, looking jacked and juicy, looking tasty. To challenge Roman Reigns. Again, that was a Hail Mary. You got no Cody, you got no Randy, you got no anybody.
Randy Orton was the plan for SummerSlam. Due to injury, they had to bring Brock back early.
Yeah. So Brock's on the hunt again.
Now, it is valuable to note that match will be a last man standing match.
Correct.
For the championship.
Now, that aside,
Ooh, who's he?
they could have
a damn good idea,
gone about
Rob.
this other ways without bringing Brock in. And one of them was they should have ditched that stipulation with Riddle and kept that going.
Yeah.
Or, as me and Luke were talking earlier, and I fully believe I'm going to push Riddle for Money in the Bank, and then their question is, because now he can't challenge for the belts as long as Roman has the title.
Right.
Correct.
But if he wins Money in the Bank, is that a loophole?
Yes.
Yeah. 1,000%.
Because you get the opportunity to be able to challenge any championship you want for a calendar year. That is the stipulation. Now, being that he can't openly challenge for that title does not mean that he could not win Money in the Bank
Right.
and cash that in.
Right.
Do I see that happening? Probably not. What I see happening is what a lot of rumblings are, and that's Seth Rollins taking Money in the Bank,
Not the worst
waiting
call.
to the end of Last Man Standing,
Coming in, cashing in.
coming in, cashing in on Roman, and we see Roman take his leave of absence to get ready for The Rock.
Not the worst way to do it. John Wagner would like me to inform Robert just who FTR is. They're the tag team of Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, formerly the Revival in the WWE. They are the best tag team in the world. They wrestled for the WWE, got called up from NXT numerous times, NXT and WWE Tag Team Champions for both Raw and SmackDown, respectively. Basically ended up leaving because the WWE wanted to turn them into a parody of 80s tag teams. They said no because it was disrespectful. They honor the business and the actual traditions of professional wrestling. They are very well trained, very well executed, and they are the best tag team in the fucking world, bar none. If you don't watch AEW, I highly recommend, for your own benefit, just watch an FTR match on YouTube, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Let me jump on Bethany's question real quick.
I'm
Yes.
real quick before you address that. Bethany, I'm going to allow that comment because I think it's hilarious.
What comment?
About bumper stickers and card decals?
No.
Pro Wrestling Throwdown condoms.
There it is.
If I could get it done, yes. Bumper stickers are on the way.
That's a great idea.
Are on the way. FTR, fun fact for FTR, I
Yes.
don't know if you knew this. I mean, I'm sure you knew this, but I don't know if people at home know this. The Shatter Machine, their finish, is the most protected wrestling finisher in professional wrestling today because during the entire run of NXT and the entire run of WWE, no one kicked out.
I think the first team to ever actually kick out of it would have been the Young Bucks in their first tag team title.
Surprise!
Surprise. Yeah. Also, just another fun fact, without FTR, tag team wrestling would suck. How about that? Sorry.
It's true.
I actually thought I had a fun fact prepared, but I couldn't remember if it was Cash Wheeler or if it was Dax Harwood that was training with Edge before his return.
That was Cash.
Cash. Okay.
Also, like I said, be sure to visit the merch stores. You see your graphic on the thing there. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, please find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. You can follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. You can send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. You can also find us on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown 1. You can also find our brand new website, which we own the domain, prowrestlingthrowdown.com, which has our merch store.
You can also watch this live stream on there. You
Correct.
can hit the merch, Facebook. You can catch us all at prowrestlingthrowdown.com.
If you don't, and we've got a thing going on right now where if you donate through the website, you get entered in to win a free t-shirt. All of those donations go back into the show as far as equipment, new graphic settings, stuff that we can actually use to boost the show up. And also want to thank our sponsor, R&R Digital Studios, for giving us the facelift and the production means to really give this show a whole new feel.
We are still in the beginning stages of things, so if it looks a little choppy, believe me, we know this. We're working on that day in, day out to try to get the best presentation we can give for you because as content creators, your likes, your comments, your subscriptions all mean the world to us.
Yes.
Without you, there is no Pro Wrestling Throwdown. So, I mean, thank you.
Thank you.
If there was a like button right now for you guys, I'd hit it.
Like us. John Wagner says, without the Young Bucks tag team wrestling would be great. I'm inclined to agree. Fuck them. Idiots. Goddamn block.
They have their fans,
spot monkeys.
just like anyone else.
Fuck them.
I'm not a Young Bucks fan, but
they're both 100 fucking pounds soaking wet, doing a bunch of flipping nonsensical horse shit. Fuck them.
I mean,
Fuck.
same could be said about Ray Phoenix and Pentagon too.
At least Penta looks like a grown-ass man.
Well, if he took his mask off, he'd look like a 12-year-old boy.
Probably, because those motherfuckers don't get old. Rey Mysterio still looks like the same he did when he pulled his mask off at WCW 97.
He does, because I had a buddy of mine who went to the Cape Verardo show and has a picture next to him without his mask on.
All right, moving on from...
Dominic that looks nothing like Ray.
Looks a little like Eddie, though, don't he?
Yeah, he sure does.
He's got a lot of Guerrero in him, so did Vicky.
Yeah, she did.
No, I did it right that time.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, even a good high five. Moving on. Next news story on the docket. What do we got?
We have Slammiversary,
baby. That's
Keep
tonight.
that graphic up.
That
for
is
us for a
the
moment.
Impact pay-per-view. I know we don't really plug Impact a lot here, but son of a bitch, this show looks awesome. If you haven't been following Impact, the best feud for a world title going on in the game today right now is Eric Young and Josh Alexander. It's going to be so good. They've got the first ever all-women's Queen of the Mountain match. Honor No More takes on the group of Impact Originals with a surprise entrant to be revealed tonight. It's going to be an awesome show. Like I said, we don't plug Impact a ton, but check it out, man. It's a lot of fun.
They also don't count towards our points.
No, Impact is just a one-off that we enjoy watching from time to time.
It's actually one of the best produced shows on TV.
It's the best It's the best formatted wrestling show.
Don't drink.
I've said that forever. Their problem is budget, exposure, all that stuff. But if you look at their match breakdowns, commercial breaks, it is the best lined out and formatted pro wrestling show on the market.
Let's see. Eric Young and Josh Alexander on that card is worth the card itself.
It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. All right. Let's check out what our next story for the week is. I honestly think we may be getting close to the end of it. This is a really cool one, guys. So the Next in Line program is a talent garnering initiative by the WWE, where they go and they find brand new superstars, specifically athletes out of college, to come over to the NXT Performance Center and become part of the wrestling business. It's really cool. It's how they get a lot of their new stars. But this guy over here, Luke Ford, is from Carterville, Illinois. That's a town 5 minutes away from us. So we have a local guy coming right out of school and going right into the WWE in developmental. That's really cool. We wanted to share that.
They're funding all their college stuff.
Yeah.
They're still going to continue.
They'll take classes at Full Sail,
but they will have continuous access to the performance center throughout everything.
It's the same thing they did with the Olympic gold medal winner that they just hired.
Stevenson.
Gable Stevenson. So we got a local. He's like I said, he's 10 minutes away, and he signed the Next in Line deal.
Yeah, he
which
really
is
did.
Really fucking cool.
Along with a lot of different athletes from a lot of different places. You have cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Basketball players.
Gymnasts, basketball players, football players, rugby players, wrestlers from the Olympic circuit in college. So, yeah, man, it's a really cool. So the last time we really had someone even close to around here up there is Ricochet.
Yeah.
And he's still out of Kentucky.
Yeah.
So, really cool story. Wanted to make sure we got that on there.
Congratulations, Luke Ford, on your signing, and we look forward to seeing you on TV.
Mate.
Congratulations to everybody.
Congratulations. Yeah, absolutely. But also, congratulations to a fellow Lion. That's really cool.
That is really neat.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see what we got up next here. Oh, yes.
This story's fucked up.
For those of you who don't know who this is,
I'm not sure.
This was Dave Christ. He was formerly the IWA MidSouth heavyweight champion. Basically, Ian Rotten, who is a promoter, he was part of ECW, has promoted IWA MidSouth since the early 2000s. And, he doesn't have a great track record.
No.
Of making sure the boys got paid, making sure the talent was taken care of, making sure the buildings were taken care of.
Making sure finishes were ended the right way.
That's true. So, the King of the Deathmatch tournament is one of their biggest drawing tournaments they do every year. They started it. And honestly, it's still, up to this day, one of the best tournaments in wrestling as far as deathmatch wrestling is concerned.
This is true.
Ian Rotten decided not to pay any of the boys. There were not only one, not two, not three, but like 4, 5, and 6 pay discrepancies.
And not to mention, they come out on Twitter about 2 or 3 days later, and Ian Rotten's wife, who is named Misty Rotten on Twitter, was like, I'm the one who didn't pay the boys. I'm the one that this blame should fall on. No one believes that for a second. So anyway,
even still, it's their money.
What did their reigning world and television champion do for not being paid?
Set the belts on fire on a live stream.
He set the IWA MidSouth heavyweight and their equivalent of the television title belts, who have been held by CM Punk, Samoa Joe,
Jimmy Jacobs,
Bryan Danielson,
Mickey Knuckles.
And he set them on fire. Here's the deal. Like he said in the video, you should have paid me, Ian. You should have paid me.
And it wasn't just him. There were plenty of guys coming out of their own pockets to make sure other talent got taken care of, make sure that their rings were getting transported. I get there's not a ton of money in wrestling. Get out of it.
Agreed.
Real quick, I want to reiterate to everyone that there is a little bit of a lag. You guys are about almost 30 seconds behind us. We will get to some of these questions as we get to them.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it sucks. I want IWA MidSouth to succeed, but at some point, man, you got to pull the plug and get a shoot job.
You do.
If you can't pay your boys and your shows are getting bad,
to end it.
Just end it. Call it. We'll call it what it is. Let somebody else take over the Dead Betty Invitational. They can do that at GCW or one of the other up-and-comers. And it's time. If not, then you need to get some money, get a sponsor, and pay your boys. Pay the guys who are fucking going out in that ring and literally cutting themselves to ribbons for you and for the fans. Because it's bullshit that wrestlers have to go in their own pockets because a promoter won't do it.
It's bad enough with that we, and I say we, being that we have, all of the people behind the scenes of this show, have worked the roads at one point or another.
Yeah.
It's bad enough we have to pay our own trans.
AFU Hardcore pays all of its talent.
Yes.
All of its talent. And we're a small company.
And that means that there's no excuse for not paying the boys. There's just no excuse for it. You can make up all the excuses you want. You can make up all the reasons you want. None of that is valid.
To that point, Rob, IWA MidSouth has been around since 2000.
Yes.
It's been 22 years.
Yeah.
And they were at one time the top echelon of independent wrestling. That's just not the case anymore.
No.
You know, they were right up there in the early boom of independent wrestling. It was Ring of Honor, it was Dragon Gate, and it was IWA MidSouth. Those were the companies that people were going to. That's where AJ Styles cut his teeth. That's where Bryan Danielson cut his teeth.
When he says it takes time, Anna Fight Underground has been around for 3 years, and there's never been somebody who hasn't been paid.
Yeah. Not to mention,
you're trying to build something doesn't mean you can't pay people. You have to pay them.
In order to keep
you're
building.
not going to have them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're not. These aren't the days where you can pay indie wrestlers $40 for dates anymore.
Well, and here's the deal. The talent that we bring in, a lot of those people are not, how you would say, cheap.
Yeah.
At all, but still,
The
the boys, the referees,
Yes.
the announcers, everything gets paid.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It sucks, but I stand. We obviously stand with the talent.
Oh,
Have
yeah,
to.
sure. You have to.
Support the boys. That's the rule.
That's like going and working at the coal mines for 6 months and not getting a paycheck for 6 months. It's the same thing.
No, John, you're right. That's why HCW and Anna. That's why we left and started ICAW, because we weren't getting paid. We weren't making any money. It's a real thing.
And then ICAWs.
Stop making money. I mean, it happens to everybody, but there comes a time when you can't keep doing it. You can't, and for your personal reasons, don't put yourself in the negative. Don't hurt your home.
No.
Don't mortgage the house to put on a wrestling show.
No, because here's the deal. There's plenty of independents here in Illinois.
No. You don't pay wrestlers from sales anymore.
No.
That's no longer how it works.
No.
Wrestlers have predetermined fees that they get paid up front.
Yes.
You don't pay anybody off the gate. The promoter makes some money back off of the gate.
Yes.
That's how wrestling business works. In WWE, it was always different, but their structure was different. For the independents, you pay your boy. You have the money in your hand to pay your talent, or the talent shouldn't work.
Yes.
That's where a lot
But
of
that's where the disparity comes
out.
out.
To pay them off the gate, because then if you don't make enough
Because if
money,
you don't draw
off
any
the gate,
money,
you can't pay your guys, and your
Exactly.
guys.
speaking from experience, if you don't have the money, I'll take your fucking ring with me.
Yep.
We've seen it happen.
We've done it.
We've done it.
We've taken. It's not rocket science. You want to put on a wrestling show? Pay for your venue, pay for your ring. Make sure you got the money to pay your talent, and then all the money that gets made after that. If you sell 500 tickets at $10 a pop, and you make $5,000, and you only went out of your pocket on 2, you made $3,000. Well, you made $1,000 profit. So, no, it's not. That's not where wrestlers get their money.
No.
That's where promoters make their money.
Yes.
That what you're talking about is wrong, and I'm not saying that like disparagingly. This is just an educational thing. That's not how the pay structure of wrestling works.
Not anymore.
It did back during the territories, but territories were selling out arenas and stadiums, and also had established company banks that had the money in on hand. Wrestlers do not get paid off of gates.
No, not
Never.
anymore.
You have the money in hand to make sure you can pay your guys, and if the promoter goes in the black, then he has to readdress who he's booking, how he's promoting, who he's bringing in, where he's losing money. But you never determine what you're paying your boys off of your gate.
And
Ever.
potential pain and injuries and just all of that.
Yeah.
You can't
No.
afford to
Well,
wrestle for
you-
somebody that's not going to pay you.
If you book top stars and then your show only draws $50, we had a wrestler here, and I won't say his name,
No.
who booked, this was 10 years ago, booked Christopher Daniels with the idea of what Rob's pay structure is what he's talking about. With the idea that this show was going to sell so many tickets. Stiffed Christopher fucking Daniels, who was at the time one of TNA's top wrestling stars.
And the King of the Indies.
And the King of the Independents. All because I almost said his name. All because that show didn't sell. And not only that, kept promoting and kept fucking, it was a whole mess. But the point is you have the money on hand to pay your people, and then you make your money back and all that shit. Otherwise, you're going to hurt yourself, you're going to hurt your reputation, and you're hurting the boys.
Well, here's the deal. I'm not even getting suited up if I'm not already paid.
No.
That's how that works. And that's from a wrestler standpoint. It's from commentary, referees, ring announcers.
Yep. Not have money in my hand.
The building in which the show takes place.
Are there promoters that you can depend on if you have a relationship? When they're like, hey, man, I'll get you at the end of the night. All that shit, absolutely. But that comes from, like, building that relationship and trust and all that stuff. But pay your boys. Or your champion's going to burn, take your belts out, and all the guys are going to pull out of your biggest tournament of the year, which is what happened. And all of the guys who pulled out were the top deathmatch wrestlers of the fucking entire country right now.
Yeah.
But you can find all of them at AFU Hardcore at the end of the month, June 30th, when we go live for the very first time on IWTV with a live broadcast.
Yeah.
All of our broadcasts before were live to tape. We are streaming directly live to IWTV, one of our very first major live stream at the top fucking billing. So check it out. There's not. I just threw it in.
Yeah. I want you to understand. Well, here we go. Boom. And a Fight Underground right there.
Which means when you tune into IWTV live that night at 7 p.m., Luke and I will be calling the show live. It won't be a thing where we did it that Thursday and then you got to wait 2 weeks before it gets put online. Everything you're going to be seeing is happening in real time, and it's going to be working with us. It's going to be cool.
Well, here's the deal. They're going to give us a live microphone.
Yeah.
On a nationwide, all over the world is going to have us talking live on a live mic. You never know what you're going to hear.
Yeah.
But it's going to be entertaining.
Rob, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Happy Father's Day. Rob's got to go.
All righty, my man. Have a good one.
All right, guys. We're going to pop into our breaking news segment now. This is all the news that popped today. All the stuff that we learned about. Obviously, at the top of the show, we'd be remiss to not mention the passing of referee Tim White.
Yes.
One of the longest, most tenured referees of the WWE, formerly passed away today at the age of 63.
He was the owner we talked about last week about the bar that was renovated.
That kept getting renovated by the WWE. That was him.
Timmy White also did the 10,000 Ways to Kill Timmy
10,000
White.
Ways to Kill Timmy White run that they did in the 90s.
Fantastic.
One of the most beloved members of the WWE, one of the most beloved guys in wrestling, one of the nicest guys in wrestling.
He was also Andre's handler.
Yeah. We also have to talk about the passing of Dave Hebner, another legendary referee in the wrestling business.
Yes.
Member of the Hebner family. He passed away earlier this week as well.
Brian, the youngest Hebner, announced retirement on Monday.
Yeah.
He's also stepping away, and I guess we know now why, due to, his father.
Yeah.
Or uncle, rather.
Yeah.
Passing away and everything. It's a sad day that we have no Hebners.
Yeah, man.
In
the wrestling business
professional
anymore.
wrestling anymore. We have no Timmy White. It's insane to think that, and I know it's weird. Here's the deal. I'm a traditionalist.
Yeah.
When it comes to pro wrestling, I can tell you referees' names. I can tell you announcers' names from so far back it's insane. And to me, it's just like losing a legend.
Yeah.
We lost Howard Finkel. We've lost Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Yeah.
Mongo McMichael's not doing well.
No.
But then you look at the referees.
Hacksaw.
You got Hacksaw's.
Don West sick right now.
It's a terrible
sucks, man.
time. We do want to give our condolences
Absolutely.
to both families, both Timmy White's family
Absolutely.
and Dave's family. Without you, my childhood of wrestling wouldn't be what it was.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be doing this show because my love of professional wrestling went to everyone. Mike McGurk, the announcers.
Yeah.
It's a sad day today, but we're not going to mourn your passing. We're going to celebrate your life.
How beautifully said.
And Brian,
Yeah.
I can't remember what they called him. He had a nickname.
Oh yeah, I don't remember.
But Brian Wildebrand? Yeah.
Brian Hildebrand.
Hildebrand, thank you. That did the double gun when the bell would ring. Passed years and years ago, of course. The last of them are starting to leave. Mike Chioda referees occasionally now. Rudy Charles again.
Rudy!
It's a shame to see that they were so good at their job back
Yeah.
in the day. I remember Dave Hebner's biggest moment was when he pulled the double
The
referee switch
double referee switch.
when Andre beat Hogan for the title.
And that's when Bobby the Brain Heenan, they started the storyline that he got a cosmetic surgery to be identical to Earl. And then, of course, they hired Earl because Dave was working for WCW before he came over.
Yes.
And then he signed over with Earl, and then they were both...
There's also a lot of misconception, but Dave Hebner's the man who refereed Hogan and Andre.
Yep.
It was not Earl
It wasn't
Hebner.
Earl.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
But that's true. Do we have anything else in the breaking news segment?
No, sir. I do believe that's it, and I do believe that closes out the normal part of this broadcast.
Okay, before we switch to everybody's favorite portion of today's
One
show,
more shameless plug.
shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Follow us on Twitter at Pro Wrestling TD. Send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com. You can follow us now on TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown 1. You can also check out prowrestlingthrowdown.com, where you can access our merch store.
Merch!
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 We got hats. We got more hats. We got shirts. We got sweaters.
Hey, we've got
Yoga pants, dog.
got toddler and child t-shirts. Mm-hmm. We've got hooded sweatshirts, polo shirts,
Yep.
hats, tumblers, coffee cups.
Hair clippings that I steal from Luke while he sleeps.
Sometimes. And I'll autograph those. Hell. Also, don't forget our
There's
donation.
something we won't sell.
Don't forget that our contest will end the second week of July.
If you guys donate right now, you'll be entered into a raffle to win a free autographed T-shirt from us here at Pro Wrestling Throwdown. Every single donation goes back into the company and back into the website. And every single dollar you donate means one more name entry into the raffle. So if you donate $1, it's one entry. You donate 10, and all of those build up and add up over time. So we thank you so much.
Also, remember that you can access all of this through ProWrestlingThrowdown.com.
Check
You
us
can
out.
watch us stream here.
That's
through
right. You can access all of our
ProWrestlingThrowdown.com.
social medias. We're
Past videos.
Yeah. So make sure you check out the website. And guys, that means that the show has come to our favorite period of the day. It's time for birthdays.
And bullshit.
Max, take it away.
All right, we got minimal birthdays and very little bullshit, but I think we can.
Oh,
I think we can add.
I think we got enough bullshit to go around today.
All right, get on to the birthdays. Today and wrestling birthdays.
All right.
Coco Beware.
Tomorrow.
Coco Beware will be 64 tomorrow.
You think 64?
64.
I'm going to go
That's what I'm
66.
saying. Ooh.
How about 64 on the nose for Taylor?
Nice.
Started out hot. How about Don West?
Fuck. I know.
Don West older than you think. By the way, Don West was re-diagnosed.
Re-diagnosed, yeah. One of the best commentators, man. I don't give a shit what he says at all. Don West was an incredible commentator.
I'm not going to say he was the best, but I am going to say that he was very, very
Animated and
animated.
so vocal.
And,
And so good.
and here's the deal. I remember him, and if he had to have done something really, really special for me to even fight you on it.
Mike! Oh my God, Mike! Did you see that, Mike? Mike!
Mike,
So
no
good.
wonder Janae put the
So right.
There's so many bruises. Do you feel safe at home? No, I don't.
That's why Shivani got out of the business and left for 20 years.
I'm going to go Don West. I'm going to say 54.
I'm going to say 55 because I think he's older.
How about 59? Another one for Caleb.
Attaboy.
All right, next up.
I'm just so happy we have these things.
Me too. This looks great.
Next up, we have. Little
It's your button clicker on the side. There you go.
Ooh,
On
earthquake.
22nd, we remember the Great Earthquake.
What a missed opportunity with so much talent.
One of the first legitimate threats to Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
The build to SummerSlam 91. No. SummerSlam 90. When he come out and crushed Hogan on the Brother Love show,
Yeah.
and they sent him away, and they did the whole tugboat thing and stuff. Earthquake also going to WCW to become Avalanche,
Avalanche. Yeah.
And then the Shark.
Avalanche or Monsoon or something like that.
and then the Shark.
Yeah.
He's a former tag team champion in the WWE with Typhoon,
Yeah.
also known as Tugboat, also known as the Shockmaster.
The Shockmaster.
And he was Golga in the Oddities during 1998 run of WWE. John
Look at this
Tenta
motherfucker with
was
this giant brain
also
over here.
an American an American sumo wrestler. That's where they found him.
That's right.
Who he did a thing with, who was it? Yokozuna. They did the very first ever sumo match on Raw.
Yeah.
Where they took the ropes off and the only way to win was to eliminate your opponent from the ring.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The Earthquake, him crushing Jake the Snake Roberts, the Snake Damien, will stay in my mind forever.
Thank you, John, for stepping in today, buddy. Happy Father's Day.
Yes, thank you, John. We appreciate your view. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, my man. All right, Max.
All right, let's move on.
Keep taking it away, Max.
23rd, we have Brandy Rose.
Brandy Rhodes is 38 years old.
Brandy Rhodes is 37.
Brandy Rose will be 39 years old. That's another one for Caleb.
Damn good for 39.
Whipping yo.
Wait a minute, she only 39? I mean,
You're saying there's a
Yeah.
chance.
We have two more wrestling birthdays.
all right.
Starting on the 24th, we have Ray Horace.
I
Hey,
couldn't even begin to guess. 30.
I'm going to go 34.
Ray Horace will be 38. Mark one for Luke.
Oh, about time. Get on the board, bro.
Sad part is I got the one right that I don't have any idea who the fuck that guy is. He wears a mask. It's mask is cool. He's from a tribe of some sort.
He NXT, I think maybe.
He might be without his mask now.
Could be. Yeah, no idea.
So, let's move on anyway.
She is hot.
25th. Speaking of hot.
Layla.
This pitcher is a little older of a pitcher.
Yeah.
I just went with a good
I'm just, for the people at home, this is a little older of a pitcher. She's
Again,
a
I
little
don't
older
own the
now.
rights to these.
Yes, none of the images you see we own the rights to. This is
None.
just for you guys.
40.
I'm going to go 41.
How about 45?
There you
There's
go.
another one for Luke.
She is
All right.
an amazing athlete,
Yes.
too.
Caleb, I do have something for you here.
I
Let's see.
swear to God, Max.
There we go.
We're having
Read
big
that out
fun
loud.
in Uranus,
Caleb, please read that out loud for me.
but do it as Howard Finkel.
We're having big fun in Uranus.
Thank you so much. You made my whole day.
Uranus, Missouri on historic Route 66. That's Uranus.
Fantastic. You're doing all these weird ones with Howard Finkel's voice from now on.
Fine, but you have to do them in Dusty's.
Having big fun in Uranus, baby.
Gonna get into some celebrity birthdays.
All right, let's do it.
All right, we got today.
Oh, come on there, Max.
Wrong graphic. Wrong graphic.
There we go.
There we go. Zoe Saldana.
Ooh, shit.
Now, for people that don't remember who she is by name,
Mama needs another book.
hello. Remind everybody a couple things she's been in.
Well, one that comes to mind is Avatar.
There you go.
Avatar.
That's. Oh, she's also in
Guardians of the
Guardians of the
Galaxy.
Galaxy as Gamora.
Yes.
And I'm sure other things that are just as good. as
Originally,
Guardians of the Galaxy
she was supposed to be Catwoman, and they
Yes.
cast the
She also doesn't she hold the record for being like the woman in the most grossing franchises?
Yes.
Because of Marvel and
I
Avatar.
think she's in one of the Star Wars things now, isn't she?
I would that one I'm not entirely certain.
No, you're thinking of somebody completely different.
Yeah.
I know who you're thinking of. You're thinking of help me. She was in Clerks 2.
No, not I know which role she has. She
Yeah.
plays the
one.
She plays a show.
Ahsoka
Yeah,
Tano.
yeah. Zoe, let's see. I'm gonna say 39.
Yeah, because I don't think she's super young. 40, I guess.
How about 44? Good call, Caleb.
Yeah.
She's a lot older than
Sorry,
I thought
buddy.
She's a lot older than I thought she was.
I had to price this right.
All right,
that happens.
let's move on. 20th, we have a few.
All right.
Okay, first off, only one of them matter to me.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that's John motherfucking Goodman.
But we'll start with
You put some respect on Dan Connor's name in this house. All right, Josh Lucas. 44.
he's older than that. 46.
How about 51?
Ooh, damn.
Josh Lucas, if you don't know, is from Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
That's right.
Also was in The Purge, The Last Purge.
Purge.
Sweet Home Alabama is all that
also
matters, and I'm not
plays-
ashamed to admit it.
He also plays the younger version of Kevin Costner's character on Yellowstone.
Also,
Yeah, you're
was,
right. I forgot about that.
was the basketball coach from Glory Road.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit, Glory Road.
He
Yep,
was also in Sweet Home Alabama.
he was. Did you know he was in Sweet Home Alabama?
I'll kill you both.
Now, we're going to let John go last here, and we're going to go Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman, one of the most talented actresses.
56 years old.
That's actually.
Wait, did you guess Josh Lucas' game?
Yeah, you just gave it to
Yeah, I
me.
said 44. Luke got that point.
I got that point.
Yeah.
What did I say for Nicole Kidman? 56.
57.
How about Nicole Kidman will be 55.
Ooh, we both suck.
Damn
Damn
it.
Now, John motherfucking Goodman. I know it's not really your middle name.
Matt John's back in the game. John Goodman, 67 years old.
69.
Nice.
70 years old.
Woo! Good call.
Close. And let's be honest, Fred Flintstone will live forever.
Ah, love that. Love that.
And let's not talk about the second Flintstones movie because he wasn't in it.
Dan Connor.
Dan Connor.
The Blues Brother, the
Yeah,
Mighty
Blues
Mac.
Brother.
Uh,
I forget his character's name, but Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
That's
The one-eyed
what I
swindler.
think of all the
My
time.
favorite, honestly, of the
Big
late,
John T.
my favorite of the
Right.
late John
Dan-
Goodman
Dan-
career, Red State.
Red State. Ooh, what a movie.
Amazing.
man.
But what did you do when he screamed, "Hit me, hit me"? Well, I had him.
That was if you haven't seen that,
It's a highly politicized. It's a tough movie to get through, but it's really, really good.
Yes.
really
just gonna
good.
say
And
that.
it's made by Kevin Smith. Just keep that in mind.
Well,
Don't
actually,
take it
you
too
wouldn't
seriously.
know.
You wouldn't know. It was
I know.
Yeah.
But don't take it too seriously. Don't get all in a twist if you watch it.
Also true.
All right, let's move on to the 21st.
All right. Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt,
What a dickhead in real life.
another Guardian of the
But
Galaxy.
another Guardian of the Galaxy and Jurassic World.
Ain't it? Yeah, Dinosaur
mean-
Trainer.
Guys killing it. He should have been Han Solo.
Agreed. It should have been
Han
Indiana
Solo.
Jones, too.
Yeah, Indiana Jones.
I'm going to go 38 years old.
I'm gonna say no. I gotta say 40. I think he's older than that.
How about 43? Good call, Caleb.
Thank you very
call,
much.
brother.
You up 5-4.
Oh, damn. This is a tight race today.
All right, on the
I got
22nd,
2 last week.
we have several more again.
Oh, all right.
Shit.
A few great ones here.
Jeff Bridges, my man.
That's
Jeff
Chris.
Bridges.
That's Chris Christopherson.
Chris
It looked like Jeff Bridges for a second.
Yes, it does.
It really does in that picture.
It really does. Bruce
Okay,
Campbell.
who's
Cindy Lauper first.
Cindy Lauper first? Meryl Streep. Cindy Lauper.
She's up there.
Also WWE noteworthy. Cindy Lauper,
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Man, yeah. I'm
gonna
gonna
let
be
you go first.
66. I'll be a little conservative
I'm
about it.
gonna
I'm sure
go.
she's older,
I'm
but
gonna go 68.
How about 69?
Nice.
Tied it up.
I knew she's up there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be
Let's
respectful.
let's go with Meryl Streep, and no extra points if you can tell me what movie that's from.
oh, that is Death
Death
Becomes Her.
Becomes Her, yeah.
Right.
One of my absolute favorite movies and one of Bruce Willis's absolute best performances.
And so many people, you did blow
Meg
your mind.
Ryan-
Wouldn't even know it was
Goldie
Goldie
Hawn
Hawn,
was
man,
great in
such
that.
a great movie.
That
That
was-
is on my list of movies that always should have been turned into stage music.
That movie is one of the
Great.
reasons they thought Die Hard was going to flop because they didn't think he was going to be able to pull it off.
And then here we are.
And here we are today.
Bruce Willis shows that he could act just so he could play the same character
right.
for the rest of his career.
Meryl Streep. I'm gonna go.
70?
I'm gonna go 74.
How about 73? Should have went one lower.
Boom! See that shit, motherfucker?
No, I was looking this way.
And
You know where the people are.
All right.
I'm
How
on-
about Bruce Campbell?
I'm gonna go Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell, my fucking spirit animal.
Right, I'm saving my favorite for last.
One of my favorite B movie actors of all time.
One of my favorite actors, period. 65.
66.
He will be 64.
Damn!
We was
It's
close.
close.
All right.
Now,
Chris Christopherson, one of the
the
highly...
legendary Chris Christopherson.
So, the movie that Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper just made,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
what is it called?
A Star is Born.
A Star is Born. Chris Christopherson starred in the original.
He was also in the Purple Rose to Cairo.
He was Whistler in the Blade franchise.
Yeah, he was.
Actually,
He's in a little-known movie called Bloodworth that is phenomenally
Yeah.
good.
when he signed on to do Blade, he was like the marquee star that they needed for the movie.
Yeah.
Also, one of the Highwaymen, along
Yes,
with Johnny
and
Cash,
legendary
Willie Nelson.
singer, songwriter. He has written more. He's written songs for more artists than almost anybody ever.
Grammy Award
Bobby
winner.
McGee, one of the most known songs
A lot of people
of
don't
all
know that.
time.
Grammy Award winner, Emmy nominated. I don't believe he was ever nominated for an Oscar.
He was nominated for the original.
Stars Born. So motherfuckers got a litany of just success.
I'm gonna say 81.
82.
How about 86 years old?
Yeah, I knew he was
Chris
up there.
Christopherson.
When they
Point for Caleb.
had this big concert not that long ago, when they brought out the new Highwayman,
Yeah.
they literally had to have somebody help him to the stage, set him down, and then help him away
Yeah.
because he was in very, very, bad health.
shape.
Yeah. Happy birthday to him.
It's crazy to me to think that the last Blade movie that came out when he was still Whistler was already like 15 years ago. No,
Yeah.
well, it's like 17 years
Yeah.
ago, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Ryan Reynolds doesn't actually age.
No, he really doesn't.
All right, moving on here.
We have actually just one left.
All right, let's
All
get
right.
to
What
it.
are we at?
We're at 7-5, so I think you're kind of out of it.
That happens.
But hold on.
Now hold on. Wait a minute.
Hold on. There could be a concession to be made here.
Okay.
We'll see what
What's the rules?
Okay, you get this one right, you win. If you get this one wrong, I start out 2 points ahead next week.
I'm in.
That's how I'm willing to lose this.
I'm
Okay,
in.
are you ready?
All right, let's get it.
All right, we have Mr.
Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais is 64 years old.
Ricky Gervais is 62 years old.
Ah, damn it, Luke. He will be 61 years old.
Oh, no, Luke.
You blew it.
Oh, no. Actually, since I didn't get it right either, I'll forego the 2 points. Because I didn't technically beat you. And I'm a gentleman, and I won anyway.
You know what
So
other
fuck
gentlemen and ladies can do?
What's that?
They can go to our merch store.
Ah!
See how I did that?
No, is that a meme?
Yeah.
Check us out over at ProWrestlingThrowdown.com, where you can visit our merch store. You can also find us on Facebook at Facebook.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. Follow us on Twitter at ProWrestlingThrowdown or at ProWrestlingTD. Send us an email at ProWrestlingThrowdown@gmail.com. You can find us on TikTok at ProWrestlingThrowdown. One. And check us out, ProWrestlingThrowdown.com. Find our merch store. Special thanks to our sponsor today, R&R Digital Studios. They're the ones who gave us the
I'll leave you
facelift
with-
and the capabilities to make sure this show looks as good as it does.
Also, please don't forget to smash that like button. Very important for us for you to smash the like button. It helps the algorithm send
Yes.
our videos out.
Yes.
To make this community bigger. Also, thanks to the community of creators that sponsor us on other things like Wrestling with Wills and Jacob Wells.
Yeah, check out my boy Joy of Pro Wrestling with Mark Ross. Sorry.
Beast Meets Heat.
Beast Meets Heat with my buddy Rob.
Fraley Fear.
Rayleigh Fear, he's one of our big ones. He's a
I'm
really
working
good
on something with Fraley Fear right now.
Oh my.
It's the same thing, I'm sure.
bet.
But to do some stuff,
Yeah.
do some fun things, to promote I'm not going to drop it, but to promote both of our shows in a
Yes.
very generous way.
Yes.
Remember, the merch contest ends second week of July.
If you donate, for every dollar you donate, that is one more entry into the raffle for a free autographed t-shirt.
And for every dollar that you donate is an entry. So if you donate $10, you get 10 entries.
Yep.
$5, 5 entries, and so on and so forth. We really appreciate you guys tuning in every week. We try to do the best that we can. We
really do.
We're trying to get this show, the loose ends
Tightened up.
everything done. Like I said, don't forget to smash that like button. Please join us every Sunday, 2:15. Now follow us on Facebook.com. There is going to be certain things that Caleb has obligations for.
Yes, so the rest of this month, the rest of July, and parts of August as well, there are going to be some Sundays where we have to either reschedule, so the shows could be later. We could be dropping the shows on Saturdays. Just make sure you follow us on the socials. That way you know what's going to be happening as
Also,
we get further into that schedule.
Join us live.
June 30th on IWTV.com. You can find us on the app, IWTV, where we will do the first ever live broadcast of AFU Hardcore, which means that while you're watching the matches happening live, you'll be listening to Luke and myself live. It's going to be so much fun. We're so excited for the opportunity.
Come
so
out
make sure
to
you
Quicks.
tune in.
Also, come out to Quick Skating
Yes,
Rink. Tickets still available at fightunderground.net. I'm pretty
Yep.
sure is where you can get your tickets, or you can get them at the door. Come in, come to the commentating
Yeah,
table,
please
say
come check
hi,
out the
get a
show.
picture, autograph, whatever you want.
Kiss on the lips.
Please support entertainment. Please support the community creators. Please support Pro Wrestling Throwdown in any way that you can. We appreciate you guys so much. It means so much to us that you tune in every week, that you take part in the chat. Remember, if you're watching this and not a subscriber, you cannot take part in the chat unless you are a subscriber.
So make sure you subscribe.
So please subscribe, hit that like button, and we will be back next week. Same bat time.
Same bad channel. Don't forget, happy Father's Day from us to you. Happy Pride Month, which we will continue wishing upon all of our subscribers. Happy Juneteenth. And from us to you, as always, keep it in the ring. Now end this fucking thing.